Hey there, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And I'm here with your 2020 preview, look ahead of what's going on. What kind of energies can you expect this year? We're going to look at each of the 12 months. I am going to get some overall energy, though, from the Way of the Horse. It is a beautiful deck that honestly I've never used for anyone but me. But when I was meditating on what deck to use for overall, this is what Spirit wanted. And so Spirit gets what Spirit wants. That's how it works here. So your overall energy. Ooh, it's a beautiful card. And I really do enjoy doing this randomly once in a while for other people, because then I get to see cards that I don't get to see for myself. So we are going to use the book. But I do want to, looking this up, remind you to check out your sun, your moon, and your rising, your sun sign. That's the core of you. It's how you feel inside, your moon sign. That is how you're going to react, respond, and feel about is very important with the moon, and your intuition about things when you are interacting with the energy of other people and with the planets. And then your rising sign, that is your personality. That is how you interact with the world. It's kind of where your destiny is. When you're doing a chart, working from your houses, it always starts with your rising sign. And so there is a calculator down below, and you could always check that out if you know what time you were born and where you were born. Then you could find out what your rising sign is. And so this beautiful, beautiful card for your overall energy for the year is called Moonlight's Embrace. Keeping the heart open, the courage to be vulnerable, holding the sacred space of possibility, wisdom and power. Okay, so you have the power of the horse and the wisdom of the owl, right? Wisdom and power join forces as an owl swoops down to help a virile white horse navigate the darkness. Open the heart. The gift is opening of the heart to life's mysteries, allows us to experience the beauty beyond the pain. And you've had a rough year, Leo. You have. And I think that you're on the upswing, and it appears that that is quite possible. The challenge here, though, is that vulnerability is one of the most difficult feelings for the human ego to handle. Letting go of our defenses takes humility, awareness, and tremendous courage. Okay, yeah, they're talking to you, Leo. The hardest thing, I think, for any Leo I know is appearing vulnerable. That is definitely it. It's this need to be thought of as the powerful lion that you are, or the lioness that you are. But true courage isn't being able to handle every situation because it's easy, right? True courage comes from things that are difficult and doing them anyway. And there is a gift that comes from that, the ability to step into that and say, hey, look, you know what? That was really tough and that was really scary. So, but I did it. I stepped into the fray. I managed it to the best of my ability, you know, and you'll learn something, right? You'll learn something from the experience. So will you do it perfectly? No. Why? Where's the fun in that? No, being perfect is so not the point. Being willing to say, I'm sorry. Being willing to say, I'm here learning. Being willing to move forward. With your, when it's like the lion, right? From the Lion, not the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but the Wizard of Oz, right? The cowardly lion. But the true gift for him was that he found the courage that was inside of him to do something that he didn't think he could do. And so I think that you are being asked this year to be willing to do that. And then the wisdom of the owl you will learn from your experiences. And so being willing to be vulnerable and being willing to not necessarily be right is its gift. Okay, so I pulled cards here for each of the months. So let's go ahead and get into that. These cards right here that are stacked up, if you buy a personalized reading, then I will also pull cards from those decks. And those personalized readings are only until December 31st through December 31st, I'm offering those for only $20.20. Any of the video ones that I do that are usually $29.99, they're on sale. So you can order it as a gift certificate for someone else. You could order it as a gift certificate for you and get it later. You can order it for now. So I wanted to make it as affordable as possible for everybody to get information. I don't want money to be an option. So your overall energy for the year is the teacher. And I am not surprised, because I think the teacher is going to be you teaching yourself, your higher self coming to you, the wisdom and the knowledge that you gain. Yes, there could be actual mentors coming in because, right, we have the owl of wisdom coming in to help the horse. And the horse is very courageous and was trying to navigate through the dark. And the owl comes in with its wisdom and guidance. And so there could be an actual person, or it could be happening for you with people, or more than one. It could be, because it's a year and there's a lot that could happen. But over the course of this year, expect to be learning something important about you, about your life, about the willingness to be vulnerable, about the willingness to open up and to experience life at its fullest. And so courage is definitely the watchword, I think. Courage and being willing, being teachable. Oh, God, where'd that come from? Okay, being teachable. Being willing to not be right. Being willing to not know everything. Being willing to learn. Being teachable is going to be the key to success this year. So in January, you are being asked to express gratitude for what works in your life. Look around and make your gratitude list. Journal on it every day. Find that gift of the day. Being right where you are helps you to okay, so when you express gratitude, okay, I got to do it this way. When you express gratitude, when you take the time to notice, to pay attention, to express the gratitude for the now moments, then you will find that that you raise your vibrational energy. Because, and when you do that, you attract in the higher vibrational opportunities to you. And there you are in February, courage. Courage is going to be really important. Being willing to be vulnerable. Courage is not the firefighters, because they're not, it's running into the burden building that makes them, right? That's courage. In March, friends and colleagues are going to be really key to your, so developing, reconnecting, expanding your network in March is going to become important. And then you have the Ascendant Masters in April. And so the Ascendant Masters, that's that teachable, that's that wisdom coming in, that's that connection with your higher self. And so spending time in meditation this year becomes really important. So how do you meditate? Do you have a meditation practice, right? And so there are lots of videos online. You can download all kinds of apps that will lead you through guided meditations if you don't know how to do one. Sometimes, though, just staring into a fire can be very meditative. Taking a saltwater bath can be very meditative. The cat's on the prowl. Okay, so being willing to do the things that help you. To center yourself, to feel at peace with yourself, and going places and doing things. And then when you get to May, it's time to make an action plan. That's when you start planning. It's called planning in action. So I think there's a time of healing here. I think that first, defining the gratitude within you for the things in the day-to-day. And then having the courage to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, right? And expand your network and allow your friends and to gather around you and help and support you. And also the Ascended Masters, the angels, the guides, your spirit team to come in. And then this keeps showing up for June on a regular basis. This has in private readings, and I also did for the one I did yesterday. It's called Joyous Fun. And so I think that June looks like, for most people, an opportunity to really to get out there. Maybe it's because in the Northern Hemisphere we finally have some daylight. But go have some fun. plan to travel, plan to do things that really lift your spirit. And then July is filled with optimism. I'm afraid, though, when you get to August, and I'm trying to think what's going on in August, the planets are kind of doing some stuff. And so be aware that you're going to feel a sense of decrease. It could be a decrease in your energy. It could be a decrease in... We'll check. We'll get a little guidance on that. What I really want you to do is keep doing your gratitude list all year long, because decrease happens. So we have optimism followed by decrease, which means something that you might be really optimistic about happening for you in July might not pan out in August, and I don't want to get you down, right? It's your birthday month. The sun is shining on you. You're at your most attractive, literally magnetic phase. The sun is shining on you full on, and the sun is your ruling planet, and so your attitude will determine what happens for you. Your attitude will have everything to do with what's going on, right? And then, oh, look at this. Plan to travel in September. And so maybe you just need to lift up your spirits a little, and it could just be a decrease in energy, you know, and time to take a little time out and rest up because you got some traveling coming up. Could be for business, could be for personal. October. Lots of stuff going on with the planets in September, October, and November. And so be on the lookout for the people in your life that are not being particularly honest, and make sure that you are maintaining your integrity, that you are being completely honest. When we think about this vulnerability, don't hide behind a mask of deceit. Don't, be honest about where you are and how you feel and what's going on. And I feel like it's that need to really tap into who you are. But look, when we have all that major planetary action starting to culminate there in November, you have the angels of the four directions. And so Archangel Gabriel, throat chakra, being able to speak your truth, that deception thing, that becomes important. Archangel Raphael for healing and guidance in the heart area, the heart chakra, physical ailments. Archangel Michael, there's some protection when you travel, cutting cords of negative energy that have been in your life. I don't get in the car to drive without stopping to ask and thanking Archangel Michael, because I have a nickname that's carried on since high school, and they used to call me Mario Maggie. I have a lead foot. I'm a little aggressive out there, and so I had a psychic tell me, they said for you to stop that. I'm like, I'm sure they did. Because I needed the protection. So I do that. So there's lots of reasons to tap into St. Michael. He's laughing. St. Michael's energy to help you to be safe and feel protected, and to cut cords of negative energy that are holding you back. You're feeling vulnerable this year, right? In any area. If you're feeling vulnerable financially, if you're feeling vulnerable emotionally, physically, spiritually, ask St. Michael to come in and protect you. And then Archangel Uriel, that's your wisdom. That's that wisdom. That's that higher knowledge. That's from past lifetimes. That information coming to you, that inner voice, so ask Archangel Uriel to help you to tap into that. You finish out the year with great achievement. So you really just have a little dicey thing in August and September. Well, not September, August and October, where you kind of, there'll be a pulling in, a decrease in energy of some sort, either financial, emotional, mental, physical. But it looks like it picks back up. Just watch out for October. There is a deception around you. And so be sure that you are acting with your highest integrity, that you are bringing in your best self to the party, and being really aware of what's going on. So a little guidance for this gratitude for January is doubling down with the gratitude. So you start out this year looking for the things in your life to be grateful for, and you set yourself up for success, okay? It says, this is a glorious time to be alive, and I am so grateful. I know you're coming out of something. I've been seeing it in the readings, but I've been watching you gain your strength and gain your power. And so, yes, being vulnerable, being open, and willing to admit that you didn't know everything, that there are no bad choices. There's just choices. And sometimes we take these little spiritual detours where we learn something, where we gain some knowledge and wisdom. And I think that you've had a very recent experience on that. But we have love coming in February, coupled up with this courage card. And so I feel like there is an opportunity to open your heart. And maybe that's where the vulnerability comes in. Maybe that's where you have to be courageous. Maybe you've really been burned in the past and you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to try that again. But you have, I am wonderful, I receive, and I give love today and always. So if you're having difficulty with your current partner, or if you're, mending a broken heart, I also just saw children, so this could be a situation with your children that requires, even though it shows a couple in this, love is love. I am wonderful, I receive, and I give love today and always. So being willing, being courageous enough to be vulnerable and open to the opportunity. And then you have friends and colleagues, right, for March. And here we have grace. And so I think that you're going to find a real blessing in your connectiveness, your networking with your friends and your colleagues. This is, I graciously accept the infinite love of the universe. You feel very, very supported. Okay, so the Ascended Masters. The Ascended Masters. Jesus, Buddha, I don't know what your religion is, right? There are so many different Ascended Masters to tap into. Lots of books, lots of videos on them. You have purification. My energy field is being cleansed of all I do not need. Again, I'm going to ask you to remember that St. Michael can come and cut the cords of negative energy. So if you have a new relationship that's coming in and you're kind of working your way through it this year, if you can let go of the pains of the past, the negative energy. So soaking in a saltwater bath and imagining that it is removing, because it actually is, because there are negative ions released by the salt and the water. So positive ions is not positive energy. Positive ions, you pick them up from the computer, from the TV, from interaction with other people, from touching things that other people have touched. It's all this energy. It's either positive ions or negative ions, right? And so the positive ions kind of cling to us, and if you can soak in a saltwater bath, it actually neutralizes them and removes them. If you put a cool mist vaporizer in your bedroom at night, that produces, it's like going to the ocean. It's that mist, right? It puts negative ions in the air, but the negative ions actually are supercharged with oxygen. And so when you breathe them in, you just feel better. So if you're feeling a little depressed, you have the winter blues going on, it's a really good thing to do to help bring in that positive energy, the oxygen to your brain, the clearer thinking, it's good for your system to have that extra oxygen in it, right? Recovery, one of the things athletes do is they recover in altitudes because it has a higher concentration of oxygen in the air. And yes. Yeah, anyway, so it helps. This planning and action that you're doing in May is inspired. Nice. I am receiving divine inspiration right now. So if you are doing the work, starting out at the beginning of the year, being grateful, having the courage to open your heart chakra and allow people to support you, being vulnerable enough, like you don't have to know everything. Other people can support you, right? This teacher is supporting, and this owl is supporting and leading and guiding. So if you can open yourself up to allow yourself to be supported from your spirit team and also from actual people in your life, and allowing yourself to clear out the negative energy. And sometimes in order to clear out negative energy, you actually need to remove physical items from your life. So maybe rearranging the furniture, doing a really deep spring cleaning in April will help do that, because then you have the inspiration for this planning and this action for the next step that leads to this joyous fun. And so why not, give it a real shot and work your way toward that. So that joyous fun, communication. Okay, so we during the season of Gemini, of course, Mercury is on tap here. So again, Archangel Gabriel is also about communication and opening your throat chakra. So being sure to check in with that. But look, you are setting yourself up. This planning and action could be, to bring in this fun. Communication will be key. I communicate from my heart, and love surrounds me and protects me. And then this optimism. Oh my gosh, for July, you have optimism coupled up with believe. Believe. Trusting that what's coming is coming. Opening your heart. It says the best is yet to come. So there's a reason to feel optimistic. Let's see if we can get a little bit. Okay. So whatever this decrease is that goes on in August, this lull, because we can't always be up here, right? We have to go up, we have to go down. If we don't do that, then we don't really enjoy the ups anyway. So without the downs, you don't know what works and what doesn't work unless you have experienced the other thing. But it says voyage. I am safe and loved no matter where I am. So whatever this decrease is, just say to yourself, I am safe and loved no matter where I am. I am surrounded by people who care about me, right? You are surrounded by the spirit team, your ancestors, your guides. So that travel, you have passion. I passionately accept and love myself. I don't know a Leo that doesn't like to travel. So I think that when you're feeling a little down during your birthday month, go ahead and be willing. This feels like it needs to. Go ahead and be willing to sit down and plan out your trip for September. If that's what perks you up, I would highly recommend that. So this October deception, you're being asked to stand in your truth. You have radiance. I am a radiant reflection of God's light. So you're being asked to be in your highest integrity and to put out into the world what it is that you want to get back. And people will reflect back to you what it is that you're putting out. And you also have a beginning. I cherish all the cycles in my life. And so I think there might be a situation where you find out that things were not what you thought they were. Some kind of a deception is uncovered. Stand in your highest truth and power. You reflect out the goodness. Don't get down into the gutter and wall around with those people, because you're beginning a new cycle. And so you'll want to step into it with as much grace and dignity and truly being who you are. And so then the 4 directions. There is a new beginning that's starting in October, and then you have the 4 directions. And that means that there's guidance along the way for the action that you're going to take. And it says, I step into my glorious future with determination and power. So there's a little unraveling of something, and it really is for your benefit. And you finish out with 3 for your great achievement. And I think the great achievement this year may not be financial. It may not be physically, like some kind of an award you can put on the shelf, but I'll tell you what it is. It is the healing of your heart space, because you have healing, opening of the heart, and being in flow with the universe. And so I think the great achievement this year for you is that you find your way back to you. You find your way back to you. You find your way back to who you are. Whatever this thing is that's made you feel so uncomfortable, so vulnerable, so unsure, have the courage to face it down and step back into the power of being you. Allow yourself to feel inspired and allow yourself to open your heart. It says phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell of my body. I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe, and the glory of the universe flows through me. And so I think you're setting yourself up for 2021 to be amazing. In 2021, the planets are going to do some stuff. I mean, this year, it's a 4-year. 2020 is a 4-year. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 is foundations. So laying a solid foundation for what it is that you want to accomplish, what it is you want to achieve going forward. Oh, wow. Your superpower this year is I am a magician. I am a master manifester. Whatever you think about, you create. So, opening up your heart space, gratitude for what is good and what is working, and for the ending of a situation that wasn't. There wasn't everything. You learned something. What was it you learned? That's important because we have the owl of wisdom leading you, guiding you. It was a clearing out of some kind of a karmic situation because all of us were doing that. We're all doing that because we're on that cusp of moving out of the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius. And there is so much happening. You have 4 cards from St. Raphael about healing. So, diet is important. Sunlight. Get out in the sun. Make sure you wear sunscreen. Relationship healing. You have relationship healing. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for healing and guiding all of my relationships upon the path of love. So, getting out in the sunlight, helping you feel good, eating well, taking care of yourself on a very physical level, and then you have divine intervention. Now, if you have some kind of a surgery or medical thing coming up, this healing could definitely be divine intervention through the hands of a physician working its magic. But I feel like whatever situation ended, this deception that causing you this, whatever that is you've been working through in 2019, it ended for a reason. You have this new beginning. I can see that it's going to take a little while for you to get there. You need to believe in yourself. You need to trust in yourself. But there was divine intervention. There was a plan. And you are being guided. You're being guided. There was something you needed to learn. You are being protected and guided. But don't lock down your heart space. Okay? Don't lock down your heart space. Okay. So, that was your superpower for manifesting and your health. And now we're going to look at love. That's weird. Okay. You'll find what you seek. I think what you should seek, in my opinion, is yourself. Your self-esteem, your self-value, your self-worth, your self-love. And then the rest will flow to you, right? It says, if you've ever suddenly found, oh gosh, and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical that you will. It's up to you, the universe. So, if you are coming out of a bad relationship, because that's really what it seemed like this year, or some kind of a it could have been a business situation that made you feel uncomfortable, insecure about your ability to manifest. Just remember, you are the magician and you manifest. You can manifest whatever you want. Set your intentions on what it is that you're trying to create here. Open your heart to opportunities and whatever it is that you are seeking. You have the support. Okay, so again, So it could have been a business partnership, but it really feels like this was more romantic for the majority of you. Again, if this isn't resonating, I will be putting out as I get them done, I will drop them in. So keep the notification button hit, your sun, your moon, and your rising, right? But it says forgive. Of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. It just depends on how much you want from the adventure. Go for the gold. Open your heart. Understand that while you're out there learning things, so is everyone else. Everybody's on their journey. And I have to tell you something I have learned, and not the easy way. Because, those are the lessons we learn the best, right? The really, really hard ones, okay? So we all have our teachers. We teach people, and people teach us. That's what we agreed to come here to do. We have these lessons to go, oh, okay, yeah, no, I remember that now. So 95% of what people say and do has absolutely nothing to do with you. They're reflecting out to you what they are insecure about. So if you've had someone that's been lying to you or deceiving you, because it looks like there was some kind of a deception here. It could have been about finances. It could have been about, relationship. It could have been about anything. I was married to a guy once who I didn't know what he did for a living, because he really, Anyway, so just because he knew I wouldn't approve. And it made him feel insecure about himself, and so he kept it from me. And so it was his own insecurities. And when people are doing things, it's their own insecurities that are leading them to do these things. They don't feel confident. And Leo, you are such, confidence is your thing, right? You have all this ability. Your superpower is that ability to really attract in what it is that you want in life. You attract relationships. You attract opportunities. When you walk into the room, everybody's head turns and looks at you because you are like the sun shining in a room. And people are drawn to that because it's kind of like the moths to the flame. They don't have that and they're trying to get it, or like the snake that's looking for the warm rock to hang out on, right? Could be that situation where like your warmth is what they lack in their life. And so they want your warmth. They want that from you, but they can suck it off from you. And then you're standing there going, wait, how could I not have seen that? Well, they're here to teach you that you are unlimited in your ability to love. You have the unlimited potential of the sun to shine out and draw into you what you want. And so just because sometimes you attract the snakes to lay on your rock, it doesn't matter, because you're also attracting the butterflies. You're also attracting the other things that need the warmth. And the opportunities are out there, and every time they show up, the creepy crawly things that show up in your life, and you go, wait, that doesn't work for me, you've learned something. You've learned to see them coming. So open your heart and your mind to the lesson, but mostly keep your heart open. Mostly the lesson is to learn that you are so worthy and you're such a manifester that people will be drawn to you. And then from that, you can create whatever you want. So these are fractals, whatever. Anyways, it's a really cool art form. I don't understand how she does it, but it's very cool. But we have a 6, and we have 34, which is a 7. So this is the 6, and the red one is the 34. And 7s are a spiritual number, and 6 are usually about soulmates. And the 6s are good. They're always good. So this one is called Breakthrough. There is a thin veil which separates us from other dimensions of existence. You are now energetically breaking through this veil. You may be experiencing, knowing, or feeling of other dimensions. Your conscious is moving beyond this third dimensional realm. Embrace the moments of clarity, understanding that flow with this greater knowing. As you break through the veil, you are closer contact with your guides and the other divine beings who are here to aid you on your journey. A really great way to meditate is journaling. You can journal and get information, but look, you have a teacher and a guide coming. You do. There's the teacher and there's the guide. Those are people in 3D, and those are also your spirit team. And so making time on a regular basis You know, even if it's only for an hour on Sunday afternoon, to make contact, to have an appointment with Spirit is really helpful when you're going through this opportunity that you have for so much growth this year. So, you have Red Native. From the time the first man ever thought, from the time of the first man, every thought has been recorded within the collective consciousness. You can either draw from the source or you can consciously make a positive contribution to it. You have much wisdom within you and it is time to share it. Red Native is calling you to begin imparting your knowledge with others. This can be in the form of talking. However, there are many ways to communicate. Whatever your choice, you are making a lasting contribution by raising the collective consciousness of man. So we go back to this communication that's being highlighted here in the middle of the year when you're at your best. But again, we come to teach and we come to be taught. Be teachable, but also, okay, so when I look at inspiration, I always think of it as be inspired, but also be inspiring, right? So this is a year where keeping your heart open, allowing the healing to happen, knowing that you are a manifester of whatever you want, but you are here to learn a big lesson, and I think you've just had one. And so it is your opportunity to teach others through the wisdom and knowledge that you've gained. Because we're all here to help each other. It's like we're climbing a big mountain, right? We're climbing this huge mountain, and we need to turn around and help each other up, right? Sometimes we got to catch each other when they stumble and fall. Sometimes people reach out and they catch us, but we're here to help each other get up this big mountain. So you have wonder. You have wonder. And I need more light to read this. It's a wonderful thing to be in the state of wonder. And when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. When something delightful happens, I shout, encore, and am tickled when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I laugh it off. Either way, I'm glad I got the ticket to the show. They are doubling, tripling now down on being grateful. You start out this year with gratitude, and then the doors start flying open for you. The opportunities, the healing, the openness in your heart. It's going to take courage to do this, but it starts with that inner gratitude. And oh, look at this. Okay, so in case you were wondering, your superpower this year is the Magician, which is the manifester, and the card you have is manifestation. Nice. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific, get greedy. You are holding a magic wand and you can conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declared your wishes out loud, you were actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or could it just be, in a very practical way, that the more people you speak with about your desire, the more folks are there who know what you want and might have the means to help you make them happen. Either way, stop waiting and start manifesting. But you don't have to use that word if you don't want to. Okay, so again, inspiration, communication, being open, sharing your ideas, sharing what your hopes, your goals, your dreams, and your wishes are. Believing in yourself. Believe in yourself. Whatever has just happened probably shook your self-confidence based on the cards I'm seeing here. But this is the year that you heal, you create your foundation, and you start manifesting what you want. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want, because the energies right now are so overpowering in their ability to create. So if you're focusing on negative, you create negative. Don't do that to yourself. You have so much going for you. Looks really great, Leo. I'm looking forward to seeing your journey this year. It looks fascinating. It looks enlightening. Open up your heart. All right? You take care, and I will see you soon. Happy New Year.